I looks the same exact way that I do in my introduction video, because I really just don't want to wait any longer to get these first videos out, because I'll wait and 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 wait. So I'm like, let me just do this shit now, okay, because it's fresh in my mind and I won't forget, and then bam. So that's why I look the exact same way that I did my introduction video, because I literally just did it 3 seconds ago. But this video is just the beginning. So basically I'm gonna speak about kind of what happened, and then things that has happened since up until today, I guess, or up until yesterday, really. My boyfriend, DJ, we were together for 4 years. We met in 2014, like November. I want to say like 2014 or 2015, one of them, and I think it was like September or something like that. And when we first met, we worked at Kmart, and he was young. Well, he is younger than me, but when we first, and I was kind of like his supervisor, and it was like a late night, and we were just, and I've never talked to him before then this day, and he was asking me for advice with some girl he was talking to. So I gave it to him or whatever. So after that, we kind of just became kind of cool, and we had this kind of little work relationship. I called him my husband, he called me his wife, that kind of thing. And he didn't initially like me at first. He liked it, my friend, my coworker. And so as time went on, I started to like him more. And then one day he was like rushing out to leave, and he was like, I'm gonna call you later. And I was like, well, you don't got my number. And he was like, oh, what's your number? Write down your number. So I wrote it down real quick, and yeah, that was kind of like, that's like the beginning of it all. So it really happened. So it really, like, from the time that happened to the time that we like got together, it literally happened quick. And it was never a situation where he asked me to be his girlfriend, or I asked him to be my boyfriend, or anything like that. Like, we kind of just took that next step. And one day we were on the phone, and he's like, what is our date? And I'm like, our date? What? And he like, our date? Like, what's our, like? And I was like, oh shit, I don't know. So he's like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna make it the first time we kiss. So, no, at first he was like, I'm gonna make it the first time we had sex. And I was like, no. So he was like, first time we kissed. And I was like, that's cute. So he apparently remembers that it was December 1st, 2015. So, that's how we got our date. Which is so stupid. So it was kind of like a made-up thing, but it meant a lot to us. And I don't know if that really was the first day we kissed or not. I really don't know, but to him it was. But yeah, things went super, super, super quick. We really started to like each other really, really quickly. But it was a huge age difference. It's a 4-year age difference, or like 3 years. I think it's 3. It's a 3-year age difference. So, that made people think that it wasn't going to last. because he was younger than I, and, you know, immature and that kind of thing. And actually, when we first started talking, I told him that, you know, we didn't have to do that relationship thing because I know you're young and da, da, da. And he felt some type of way because he wanted a relationship. And I did too, but I was kind of using it to protect myself, if you will. So I was like, well, if you want it, I want it. I was just saying it, you know. But the funny part is that we didn't really have a honeymoon stage. Like, months, like, we spent a lot of time together, because we worked together. But then as time went on, like, I forget what happened, but it was a whole conversation where he was like, you know, this isn't going to work. This is like a dead flower. And I was so hurt and so distraught. And I was like, no, like, you're going to leave me. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like, oh my God, like, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever. And obviously we got through it. But we had a lot of those moments of, you know, either him ready to walk away or I was ready to walk away, but we never walked away. Then, you know, and that was all in this first year, like, of that, like, of him dead flower, and then me, like, you know, I'm just not happy, and then he like, you know what, F it, you not happy, I'm not happy. Like, that was all in this first year, where your first year is supposed to be the honeymoon stage. We had like the first 3 months of the honeymoon stage, and then after that we was like back and forth like all the time. But then that year turned into 2 years, that turned into 3 years, that turned into 4 years. Like, so, and within those times, like, we grew with each other. You know, I grew as a person, he definitely grew as a person. And with every moment, we just felt more and more and more in love with each other, and we was planning so much stuff together, like, so much stuff, like, to move in together, start a business, children. Like, he got me a dog, which became his dog because he loves this fucking dog. But really was almost like a married couple. Like, people really wouldn't be able to tell the difference between, you know, us just being boyfriend and girlfriend and a married couple. Like, you know, I mean, we traveled together. It was crazy. And everybody was like, we would have never thought in a million years that y'all would have stayed together this long. And shit, I believe neither did we, you know. But we did. And I was ready to give him my life. Like, you know, everything that I planned for myself included him. Like, oh, I want to move to Atlanta with you. Like, not saying I wanted to move to Atlanta, but, you know, that kind of thing. I had our wedding all, like, to the T. Our honeymoon to the T. Like, you know, to the T. Like, you know, he wanted to give it all to me. Like, you know, he remembered, you know, oh, you want to have a honeymoon in Tokyo, like, and I was like, yo, I thought you forgot. Like, no, I remember it all, like, you know, and he was willing to give it all to me, every little thing, and he was truly obsessed with me. I mean, I was obsessed with him, but before I met him, I always said I wanted someone that worshiped the ground I walked on, and, you know, I never thought I would actually get it. So when I got it, I didn't realize I had it until obviously he was gone. You know, but I'm glad that I got the chance to experience it, you know, and I'm glad to know that I can be loved that way, you know. So anyway, you know, our love story is obviously way more drawn out than that, but I'm not gonna, you know, we're already at 11 minutes. I'm gonna get to the nitty-gritty. So on June 28th was the last day that I physically saw him. And he has a bike, a motorcycle that he loves. This motorcycle. He loves this motorcycle. And everybody hated the motorcycle, but for everything that you would say to him about how it's bad, he always had a comeback for it. Like, oh, like, you know, you gotta wear your helmet, and he'll be like, oh, but you don't wear your seatbelt, like that kind of thing. He was that type of person. So, you know, it was only so much you could say to him, and, you know, just hope that he would be okay. So this Friday, June 28th, he went to the dentist on his bike. He came to my house on his bike. And we hung out for a while, like usual. It was nothing out of the norm. You know, it's funny because that day I got mad at him twice. I got mad at him because we went to Qdoba, and it was his freaking idea to go to Qdoba, not knowing that he wasn't going to pay. So I paid, and he's so dramatic. He gonna move his food to another table away from mine. It's like, you're so dramatic. But and then like he stole my keys and stole my car, and I was like, you know what, I'm not done with this. So in the car we fighting, and he spilled my orange soda all over my car, and I was like, so you're gonna pay for this, and you're going to get my car detailed, and and he so that was it. So that was the first time I got mad at him. And then when we got back to my house, we were watching TV, and I wanted to watch The Cosby Show, and he wanted to watch Family Guy. And so I got annoyed, and I went downstairs in the living room to watch The Cosby Show. And then his dramatic ass gonna come downstairs with his book bag and kiss me on the forehead and going act like he leaving out the door. And I'm watching him do this. Like, he goes, I have an inside porch, so he goes on the porch and he opens the door, and then he like stands there and he shuts it, and he's still standing there, and I'm watching him do this. So, and then he comes back and he sits down, and I'm like, I thought you was leaving. He was like, I forget what he said, but he's a weirdo. But then you know, he was getting ready to leave. It's, you know, about 8 o'clock, I want to say. And I was like, you know, don't forget your helmet. And he was like, well, do you have some sunglasses? And me not thinking anything of it, because, you know, it's something that I regret. I wish I would have challenged it, like, no, like, you don't need sunglasses. I think I did actually say, like, you don't need sunglasses, but I didn't challenge it. You know, I was like, I went upstairs and I got my two sunglasses, and he tried on both, and one of the sunglasses, I was like, it's cute, but it's a little feminine, and those are the ones that he chose, and they were actually my favorites. And so he got on his bike, and I was like, you know, you have to go to my car and get your helmet. So he rides up to my car, gets his helmet, he holds his helmet up, and I was like, all right, good job. And then he waves at me, and I wave back, and then he turned the block, and that was the last time I saw him. But that wasn't the last time I talked to him. He called me a few times, and I forget what I was doing, but I did not feel like talking to him. I probably was like eating or watching my show or something I was doing. I felt like talking to him. But I FaceTimed him, and no, he FaceTimed me, and I answered it, and he was like, yeah, I'm chilling at the art museum. It started to rain, so I pulled over to, you know, put my helmet on or whatever. And he wasn't even supposed to be at the art museum. You know, he was supposed to be riding with somebody down Huntington Park. at 8 o'clock. But somehow or another, he found his way at the art museum, and I wish I would have asked him, like, why are you at the art museum? But I didn't. And so, you know, we're just chilling. I mean, he's just chilling, and I'm just talking to him. And then after a while, I don't even think I was talking to him. And we did that a lot, where we just be on the phone with each other, not saying anything. And then, you know, he's like, all right, babe, I'm gonna call you back later when I get in the house. So I'm like, okay. And then a little while later, he texts me. He's like, if I have your heart, why I gotta fight for it or something? And I'm like, you don't. And then he like, really? And then I was like, let me clarify. I'm like, you don't have to fight for it. Like, you have it. And he's like, okay, good. And I'm like, okay. And I think that last text came at like 8:47. And I think he died at 9:42. So, you know, the next day, I get a text message from his mom at 8:40 in the morning. I didn't get it because I was asleep, but she was like, you know, where is he? You know, he hasn't come home. And I was like, what do you mean he didn't come home? His dad called me, and when he was leaving a voicemail is what at the time I woke up. So I'm listening to the voicemail, and says like, you know, call me back. His mom is worried, like he didn't come home and that kind of thing. So I call his dad back, and I'm like, I want to go look for him. So I get up. My mom is like, you know, come get me. And so I went up to his camp, and it's an overnight camp that he likes to go to. He wasn't there, obviously. And so my grandma and his friends, they're all calling hospitals, see if he's there. You know, his mom called the cops to put in a missing persons report, but she lives in Upper Darby, which is a whole nother, it's not even Philly. So they really didn't have much information, but you know, still didn't hurt or whatever. So his friend texts a post from No Gun Zone on Instagram to my brother. My brother showed it to me, and the post basically says that, you know, somebody got into a motorcycle accident at the art museum. Split his head open, and he's dead. Rest in peace, basically. And I saw it, and I just was like, take the phone. Like, take the phone. And then, you know, call his mom. And I was like, you know, I saw something, but, you know, I don't want to tell you what it says. You know, I'm still searching. So she's like, just tell me he's hurt. Just tell me he's hurt. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So his aunt calls me and was like, Jakina, what does the post say? So I was like, I can't repeat it because, you know, I'm not like, I don't want to repeat it for myself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she got a little annoyed, which was understandable, but I wasn't repeating it. So make a long story short, his best friend calls the coroner's office and basically get confirmation that he is there. So when his best friend FaceTimed my brother, he was crying, and I knew, and I pulled over, and I was like, I have to tell his mother that her baby boy is no longer here. So the day, so basically after that, I got to his mom and his dad, and, you know, told them, and we went down to the medical examiner's office, and his dad identified the body. His mom identified marks on his body, and it was him, obviously. And then we left and we went back to the house, and we, family started to come over and that kind of thing. And I still wasn't processing it at that time. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't believe this is happening. Like, that Sunday, I did not sleep. So I have not slept since Friday night. My ass went to New York City with my sister at 4:30 in the morning because I did not want to be in Philadelphia. And I was like, let's just go to New York. I had no money, no nothing. Like, and I said, we're going to New York. So we went. And, we went to eat breakfast. But I didn't really have an appetite, but I forced myself to eat some. And we drank. And then we went to Coney Island. And then we stayed there for a little while, and then we was back on the road, and we was back in Philly about 6 o'clock. And then we went and got tattoos, and I got on my wrist, but this says 143, and it's something that DJ did not make up. He got from a movie, but he came to me one day and was like 143, and I was like, what the hell? Like, what the hell is that? And he's like, 143, like, it means I love you. I'm like, okay. Like, so we kind of, sometimes instead of saying I love you, he would just say 143, and it actually always made me smile. And I'd be like, 143, so I got that. So yeah, that Sunday I didn't even, I ran away. Sunday night I did get sleeping medicine. Because I was like, I have to sleep. So Sunday night, I got sleeping medicine from Walmart. And it did put me to sleep. And then Monday, I woke up and I was a mess. Like, I was like crying hysterically. Like, I couldn't even really wash. I was so distraught. I was like, you left me. I was so mad at him. I was pissed the fuck off. Like, I was hurt, okay? And I was pissed off at him. I really, really honestly was. I was pissed off at him up until like Sunday. No, up until like Saturday. I was pissed off at him for like a week. I was pissed off at God too. I was pissed. And but that Monday was that when I woke up, I was like, no. So yeah, I kind of just ran out of my house, and I was alone, which was something that I kept saying, like, damn, I'm gonna be by myself. So the aloneness of it, nobody being in my house, yeah, I got the fuck out of there quick. And then when I got there, I had a conversation with his sister. Had a conversation about me being pregnant. And saying, like, do you think you are? Like, that kind of thing. And it was funny because since it happened, so many people was like, are you? And I was like, oh my God, like, this is a sign. And it really wasn't. It was just, all in my head. And that's just what people do. When somebody dies, they want a part, young especially, they want to know that legacy, that their namesake will live on. That's just a part of life. But that Monday, nothing really was being done. No arrangements was really being made. Family was coming over, that kind of thing. And I kind of just isolated myself in his room. And that's what I pretty much did every day, was go to his parents' house and isolate myself in his room. And I felt so much comfort in that, in being in his space. Some people will find it creepy, but it comforted me. Like, it really did comfort me. But yeah, those days I kind of just spent isolating myself. Then I forget what day it was. I want to say like Friday, I think. I went to his parents' house. No, it was July 4th. It was Thursday. I went to his parents' house, and I left abruptly because I was a little annoyed that I felt like, one, it was a holiday, and holidays are going to be hard for me, just like they're going to be hard for the family. Even though July 4th, I don't think we did much together on July 4th. But I'm like, damn, like, we would have definitely had plans, because he was all for the first time and I was all for the first time. So we definitely would have had plans. Like, we definitely would have did something. So, but all of his family had plans. And I was like, and it kind of annoyed me, because I'm like, y'all still have somebody, y'all still have y'all person, and I don't, basically. So I left and I went to my grandparents' house in Bristol, and I basically broke the fuck down there, like broke down like a mess. Okay. But then the pregnancy conversation continued there, and my grandmom didn't do anything but add fuel to the already lit flame, talking about she had a dream that she was pregnant, but I was standing over her. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, so now I'm like, and to know my grandma to know is that her dreams do come true. So now I'm like, oh my God, like, this is really going to happen to me. And then I started to want it to happen to me. Like, I still do. I mean, I had to, go to the doctors and all of that stuff, because, I really want to. I really want to know that I still have a piece of him here. Even though he left me here with Shadow, I still, it's nothing like looking at a human and being like, oh my God. And being able to love that child the way that you would have loved, the father, yeah, that's what my grandma did. But I enjoyed being over there. But then I didn't go back to his parents' house. I kind of just stayed home. I think the next day I took out my hair. Now I'm starting to get ready, like, for the funeral and things like that, and going through the motions. But I didn't really have any, like, breakdowns or anything. Like, I'm thinking I want to break down every day crying, and it just hasn't been that way. The viewing was on Saturday. So I get there, and we walk in, and I hear his mom screaming and things like that. And I was like, oh, they're here. Okay. I walk in with my grandmother, and I see the casket. I don't even see him. I mean, I see him, but I just see and the eye ran the fuck back out. And I started bawling. I got contacts in my eyes. My contacts come out. I fell down to the ground. Like, I'm holding on to the railing. Like, please, 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 don't let this be real. The Undertaker people was like, call him like, oh, this is Jakina. Oh, this is the girlfriend. Oh, like, the Undertaker come out, grab me. He's like, come on, you gotta get out this heat. Come on, come in the office or whatever. So I come back in, and he like closes the door so I don't see him. And I'm sitting in the office, and they're giving me water and that kind of thing. And after a while, few minutes pass, and I'm like, okay, like, I want to see him. So they're like, okay. So as soon as I said that, the Undertaker actually came back in and was like, let's get her a chance to spend some time with him. So he grabs my hand and he walks me in there, and I just was like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. And I've never touched, I always would be creeped out about that. I never would want to touch the body, or really, I would just kind of like look and keep it. I was all over him. I mean, I was ready to jump in it, close it with me in it, period. Like, period. Like, you know, I was like, oh my God, like, this is like my baby. Like, he's here in this thing. But he looks so good. He looks so good. And he looks so peaceful. And I dressed him, and he looked like himself. And it was a blessing to see that he did look peaceful, you know. And he almost looked like he was smiling, to be honest. So that made me feel good to know that he didn't suffer. But then it made me feel even more irritated, because I'm like, so you was ready to go? Did you even fight? Like, that kind of thing. So, you know, I sit down. So then his cousins, I guess, they like grabbing me and they're like, you know, oh, like, you know, please, Lord, help this child. Please, please, you know, and they're rubbing my back and that kind of thing. And I was like, you know what? I got to get the fuck out of here. So I left abruptly. And, you know, I didn't really say anything to any fucking body. And I just left and I went about my business. And that was that. And then, it's funny because our families never met. Like, our moms, dads, like, never met each other. So they're meeting for the first time because of all of this, which is crazy. Because, and it's even more because we never really gave a shit for them to meet. Like, we was like, you know, we talk about like, damn, like, they gonna meet at the wedding. It's like, oh well, like, you know, we really didn't care. After the viewing, I went back up to my grandparents, and I kind of just made my unit for my hair, and then I left to kind of just get out the house. And then Sunday, I went to the mall to find my clothes. So I was like moving, you know. And I was good Sunday. You know, I was good. You know, I mean, when I was in the mall, I kind of didn't want to be there. So I was like a little annoyed. Like, I gotta spend money on this shit I don't want to spend money on. Like, you know, annoyed. I didn't want to try on anything. I kind of like sat on the floor in New York Company. And I just sat on the floor in the dressing room and I just stared like, I can't believe this shit. And then, you know, finally found my outfit or whatever, get in the house, my sister comes over, she braids my hair for me, or, you know, cracking up, laughing. Like, it's literally always a joy to be with my sister because, you know, and she was hurting too. But, you know, us together, we're just not shit people together. Like, so it's always cool to be with her. Because it's literally having no time to really think about anything that's going on. Because we're really like idiots. The next day was the funeral. Monday was the funeral. And I was good, you know, because I saw him. You know, I saw him. I knew what to expect. Good. But it was a ripple effect. You know, his sister broke down because she didn't see him. And she wasn't really ready. Like, she didn't accept, I mean, I didn't accept it or anything like that, but she, you know, Twilight, so this is real for her, you know. The most I did was start hyperventilating in the town car, But I mean, she broke down. And so because she broke down, I broke down. So, basically, the service went on. We were all a hot ass mess. I mean, I went up there, I saw him, the first time. And then, when the last was to go up, I was like, I gotta see him again. So I went up there and I saw him again. And then I saw him again for the final viewing. And each time I saw him, it was a different reaction. So the first time I saw him, I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my freaking God. Like, you really is playing. Like, you really is drawing right now, DJ. Like, wake the fuck up. Like, really. Like, and then the second time I saw him, I was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this. Like, what am I going to do without you? Like, that kind of thing. Like, please, no, don't close it. Don't close it. Like, that kind of thing. And then the third time, I kind of was like, I love you. I just kept saying, like, I love you, 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 I love you. Like, like, I just love you. Like, I just need you to know that I love you. So I feel like the third time I kind of was like, beginning to understand that the service has to go on. But that was a hell of a service. I mean, took us to church, okay? Had me in there like, yes, Lord. Like, yes, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this, He was good. I got up, I talked, I said my little speech or whatever. I basically told everyone why I loved him and with little stories and little things that he was. I talked about the first time that we went out on a date. I talked about he brought me something just because it was Tuesday. I will always say, you don't like, I want something just because it's Tuesday. And so one day he came with these dollar store flowers, 2 balloons in the Reese cup. Like, I have the picture and everything. I'll probably put it up. He's crazy. And I talked about, how we were polar opposites, Like, he was like 5-star restaurant, like steakhouse, like shrimp and lobster, like, like 5-star, okay? And I was like, take me to Wendy's. Like, I'm good with a 4 for 4. Like, he would always get annoyed with me because we would go to like the nice restaurants and I wouldn't know how to. I mean, I wasn't like ghetto, but like, you could tell I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And he took very much pride in his opinion. Like, he didn't give a shit about dropping the bag. Okay, his outfit $200, not killing the sneakers. Okay, like, and I debated getting a $10 shirt. So we were polar opposites with a lot of things. I talked about him, wanting to travel and so much stuff, and I really did good, and everybody clapped because they did not think I was gonna get up there and be able to talk, but I did get up there, and I said I was gonna be able to. So then service goes on, we get in the town car, we're good, they're laughing, they're like, Jakina, you did so good, like, you really displayed who he really was, like, like, and then we get to the burial, and child, please, I tried to jump in. I sure did. My cousin was holding me, put the flowers on them, and it's the green part or whatever. And you're kind of standing off of the green part, like around the green part. And I put one foot. It's like you got the green part, then you got that step. I put one foot on that green part step, and next thing I know, I was being pulled back. Like, they just know. Listen, I ain't give a shit. I was going in there with him. I was not leaving him there by himself with them people. It wasn't happening. It was not happening. But obviously I'm here, so I didn't. Um, so, yeah, I was a hot mess at the burial, so. But you know, at the repast, it was cool. You know, it was cool. Anywho, you know, I talk to DJ every night. Every night I talk to him. I talk to Guy every night. Besides last night, I didn't talk to Guy. I'm definitely gonna talk to him tonight. And I sleep with his shirt next to me, his work shirt. But the scent is starting to kind of go away, which sucks. I start to play our videos just to hear his voice again. But even when I don't close my eyes, like now, like right now as I'm talking to you guys, like I can see him. Like I can see his smile, I can see his face, like, you know. And I don't know. One thing that I did challenge with, and I'm challenging with, is that he hasn't come to me yet in my dream. When it first happened, you know, I was very codependent with DJ. So I was like, you know, DJ, I'm only going to be okay if you come to me and tell me I'm going to be okay. And he never came to me, and I was upset at him because he didn't come to me either. But, you know, everybody was saying that he's not coming to you because you're not ready. You're mad at him. He's going to come to you, and it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it worse. So, you know, I'm now accepting. It's crazy because I haven't accepted his death, but I have accepted the fact that I am not ready to see him. But I so much want to see him. I want him to come visit me in my dreams, and still tell me, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And that, you know, I loved you to my dying day. You know, I just, you know, so hopefully he comes to me, and, you know, maybe he won't come to me at all, and this shit is going to suck. But I feel his energy here, and I feel his presence here, so I know that he is still very much here. And I know it's him because I don't feel it all the time, like at all. Like it's like I haven't felt his energy in a few days, actually, like almost a week ago. So I know that was him when I was feeling his energy and I was feeling his presence. I would love to feel like, you know, he's here again, you know, like, oh, you're here, you know, that kind of thing. I would love to really know that it was him, and, you know, I don't know. I tried to put his obituary up on my dresser. I have to get a picture frame for it, but I had to put it down because seeing him on it is not good for me right now. And that's obviously because I have not accepted that he was going. So yeah, that's basically the week, like from June 9th or June 28th to yesterday, of, you know, what has happened. Not much has happened. I've been getting outpours of people, you know, sending their condolences and things like that. But that annoys me after a while, because it's like, you know that it's going to end. Like, when I want to need you the most is weeks from now, when I'm getting back to whatever routine I have. You know, I'm gonna need that person to just FaceTime, to call when it's like, I'm going on my date, like I'm going on a date, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. So I don't really do well with that condolence shit. Save it, because I don't need it at this very moment. You know, like, I'm strong as shit at this moment. I'm going to need it when I have no more strength in me. And then even still, you're not going to be able to give it to me. Only God is. So, wish you was here. I really do. You guys, you don't understand. I would so much rather not be making this video right now. I would so much rather not be doing this right now. I would so much rather be texting him right now. But this is what it is, I guess. So now the question is, you know, what is my new normal?